For today's project, you're going to need a yarn needle to weave in your ends. You'll need a 5mm hook and some pair of scissors, a tape measure, and you'll need yarn. I'll be using this one color, but feel free to change if you prefer to do that. But I'll also be doubling my strands to achieve the medium weight yarn, so any medium weight yarn will be perfect for this project. And before we get started, this skirt that we're making today is quite similar to the diagonal skirt that we made, and if you haven't watched it yet, I'll leave the link in the description box below so you can go and check it out. And if you have watched it, this is not gonna be new to you, so basically it's the same thing that we're gonna be doing, but this tutorial was requested, so I decided to just make it for you guys. So with all that being said, let's get straight into the tutorial. Alright, we're starting our project with a magic circle or a magic ring. Insert your hook and pull through the loop, and then chain up 4, 3, 4, and now you're going to yarn over and make 3 double crochets in the loop. So yarn over and make 3 in there. That's 1, 2, and 3. Chain 2, yarn over, and in that same loop make 3 more double crochets. Chain 1, yarn over and make 1 more double crochet in that same loop, and then you can pull this strand tight, and that's what you should have. Then you're going to chain 4 and turn your work. In the chain space that we made from our previous row, you're going to yarn over and make 3 double crochets in there. So yarn over and make 3 double crochets in the chain 1 space. That's 2 double crochets and 3. Chain 1, yarn over and make 3 double crochets in the chain 2 space from our previous row. So just yarn over and make 3 double crochets, chain up 2, yarn over and make 3 more double crochets in the same space. And then chain 1, yarn over, and you're going to count 1, 2, 3 double crochets, and you're going to skip them and make 3 double crochets in the next space. Okay, so make 3 double crochets in there. That's 1, 2, and 3. Sorry, that's 3. Then chain 1, yarn over, in that same space make a double crochet, and after your row 2, this is what you should have. Chain 4, turn your work and make, you're going to yarn over and make 3 double crochets in the next one chain space, chain 1 space. So go in there and make 3 double crochets, chain 1, yarn over, and in the next 1 space you're going to make the 3 double crochets. So you're going to skip the next 3 double crochets and make 3 double crochets in the next one chain space. So yarn over and make 3 double crochets. Alright, once you have the 3 double crochets, you're going to chain 1, yarn over, and you're going to skip 3 double crochets again and make 3 double crochets in the next space. Chain 2, yarn over, and in that same space you're going to make 3 more double crochets. Chain 1, yarn over, skip 3 double crochets and make 3 double crochets in the next chain 1 space. Chain 1, skip 3 double crochets and make in the next space. Chain 1, yarn over, and go back in that same space and make a double crochet. And at the end of it, you will see that you're making a triangle, and it's growing, it's becoming bigger. And basically that's the pattern for this, and you're going to keep repeating that as your project grows. So you chain 4 while turning and make 3 double crochets in the next space. Chain 1, yarn over, in the next space you're going to make 3 double crochets in there. Chain 1, yarn over, skip 3 stitches and make a double crochet in the next space. Make 3 of them in one space. Chain 1, yarn over and make 3 double crochets in the center. Chain 2, yarn over and make 3 more double crochets in the same space. Chain 1, yarn over and skip 3 double crochets and make 3 double crochets in the next space. Chain 1, yarn over, skip 3 double crochets and make 3 double crochets in the next stitch, in the next chain 1 space. Chain 1, yarn over, skip 3 double crochets and make 3 double crochets in the next space. Chain 1, yarn over and make another double crochet in the same space, and then you'll chain up 4. So that's the pattern for this project, and you're just going to continue repeating the same thing until your project is bigger. Just remember that we're chaining 4 while turning and making 3 double crochets in the next space, and then you skip 3, make 3 more double crochets in the next space, and remember that between that's in the sides we are chaining only 1, but once you get to the center here, we're making 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets in the same space, and then you repeat the same thing you did here on the opposite side. So, and then you will see that your project is growing into a big triangle. So you keep going. Let me show you. So as you keep going with that same pattern, you will notice that your project is growing and turning into a big triangle. So you'll have to repeat that same process until this straight line is long enough to fit around the waist of whoever you're making it for. For example, if the measurements you have for the waist is 30 inches long, it means you have to make this until this straight part is long enough up to 30 inches. Unless if you want it to be perfect fitting, you can make it to 29 since it's going to stretch. And if you want more allowance, to add in more allowance, you can just make it to maybe 33 or 34. And yeah, that's it. You have to make it until it's long enough to fit around the waist of whoever you're making it for. If it's 40 inches around the waist, you make it long until it gets to 30 inches, rather 40 inches, or 43 or 45 if you want more allowance, if you want to add more allowance in it. So until you have the right measurement, that's when we're going to join it. So we'll join both parts and start working and turning it into our skirt. So continue making it big enough to how you want it, and I'll get back and show you what to do next. So now we're going to join our skirt. We're just going to join both sides together. And I hope the measurements part was clear, but if you didn't understand anything, feel free to leave me your questions below and I'll be able to answer them. So to join our skirt, you're going to join it with a slip stitch in the opposite side, like I'm trying to join it through this space here. So you're going to insert your hook in there and pull up a loop and pull through to make a slip stitch and to join. So from here you're going to chain 1, and now you're going to turn your work. Turn your work, yarn over, and you're going to skip these 4 stitches. So you're skipping 1, 2, 3, and 4 and making 3 double crochets in the next space. So yarn over and make 3 double crochets in the next space, like so. And now we have attached it, and we're just going to work in rounds until we get back to this opposite side before attaching it to the other. I hope that makes sense, but you're just going to repeat the same pattern, making 3 double crochets until you get back to the opposite side, to this last stitch here. So chain 1, make 3 double crochets in the next space. My yarn is a bit tangled up, but just continue chaining 1, making 3 double crochets in the next space, just like how you have been doing, because basically that's the pattern and nothing changes much. And like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section below and I'll be able to answer you, or you can reach out to me on Instagram at thesecreations1. Okay, I have worked my way around and I'm just working on these last 2 stitches. Alright, so once you get to the last stitch here, you're going to skip this space here and you're skipping these 3 stitches as well, and the 3 stitches on the opposite side, and you're going to yarn over and make 3 double crochets in the next space. So I hope you see it, because you're going to keep repeating this whenever you get to this. Okay, so you're going to yarn over and make 3 double crochets in the chain space across, and make 3 double crochets there, and that should give you that. If you find this space too big, you can just use your yarn needle and sew it together just to make it a little bit smaller. Okay, and the difference is that you're just going to be skipping this middle part from now on. Like every time you get to this stitch, you skip this next stitch and work in the next one, and the rest you'll keep doing like how you have been working your way around. You continue with 3 double crochets in each stitch, chain 1, 3 double crochets, and make 2 at the center, separated with the 2 chains. So I'll show you one more time. So work your way around until you get to this stitch here, and I'll show you what to do. Okay, so now I'm here where we're supposed to be skipping some stitches. So once you get to this last one, you're not going to chain. Alright, you're just going to yarn over, skip the next 6 stitches. So you're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So you're going to skip all of those 6 stitches, yarn over, and make 3 double crochets in the next chain 1 space. Alright, and once you're done, that's what you should be having. And from here you chain 1, make 3 double crochets in the next stitch, and you just continue with our pattern. Once you get to this last stitch here, this stitch, you skip the next and make 3 double crochets in this next stitch, and you're going to continue doing that until your skirt is longer. I'm going to make 42 rows all together, so until you have well, you can make it for as long as you want it to go, but for me I'll be making 42 rows altogether. So as you can see, we're now trying to work to cover this part here, because we want to cover part of the bud area, so we're just trying to cover that. So you're going to keep working until you have some rows, like let's say until it gets to somewhere here, or shorter if you prefer that, or longer. But continue doing what we've been doing, repeating that same pattern, and I'll get back and show you what to do next. So I ended up making 41 rows instead of 42, and I'm just now working on the last row, and it's going to end here where the center is. So once you get to this last stitch next to the center, you're just going to chain one and make a slip stitch in the center, like so. Then chain one, and now you can cut your yarn. And since you're going to add some fringes, then you can just leave this tail on and just add some more in this center. So anyway, we're going to work on our waistband. So you're going to attach your yarn anywhere you want. I'll attach mine here. Make a knot. And you're going to attach a yarn. Remember the chain one we were making and the double crochet at the end, while making this straight line. Well, you're going to attach a yarn anywhere and insert it in between that first chain and the 3 clutches. So from there you're going to attach a yarn. That's just to secure it, and then you can chain up 3, and you're going to yarn over and make 2 double crochets in the same space where you attached your yarn in, and you should have that. Then chain 1, yarn over, skip the next 4 stitches, you're skipping these next 4 stitches. I'm counting this as well, and these 3. So you're skipping this and making 3 double crochets in the next one. Oops. Then you chain 1, you skip the next 3 and make 3 double crochets in the next space. And that's it. That's what you're going to repeat for this row until you get back to this last one. So you're skipping the next and making 3 double crochets into the next space. Chain 1, skip this and repeat. Alright, now working in my last stitch here. Okay, you're going to chain 1 and slip stitch in the 3rd chain. It was a bit tight, so slip stitch in there, and then you're going to chain up 3, and from here you're going to make 1 double crochet in each of the stitches around, and you're also placing a double crochet in the chain one space. So just keep doing this until you get to the last one, and then we make some front and back post double crochet, and that's optional. If you don't like that kind of waistband, you can just attach your chain that's going to be tied around your waist on this last stitch, rather this previous row that we just made. So continue with double crochet in each stitch around, and once you make your last stitch here, your last double crochet, you're going to make a slip stitch on top of the chain, and you're going to chain up 3, and this is where we're going to start making our front and back post double crochet. So you're going to yarn over, and you're going to insert your hook at the back and bring this double crochet in front like so, and you're going to yarn over and pull through the loop like so and make a double crochet. And on our next one, you're going to yarn over, and this time you'll pass at the back like so. You'll pass your hook at the back and push the stitch at the back of your hook like so, and you're going to yarn over, pull through the loop and make a double crochet. Sorry guys, I'm not really good at explaining on this stitch, but if you are a beginner, I recommend that you search on YouTube on how to do it, and then you can get back and complete your project. So continue with your front and back post double crochet, and we're going to repeat this for 2 rows. So once you're done with this, you're going to make 1 more row of front and back post double crochet, and then you'll cut your yarn. And here I have my 2 rows of front and back post double crochet, and everything is almost done here. What we're remaining with is attaching our fringes, and you're also going to make a chain, and you're going to pass the chain through these stitches because it's going to be tied around the waist. So with the help of your yarn needle, you're going to use that to pass it through like so, all the way around. So I made my chain and I have already attached it, and it's going to be tied around the waist. All right, so before we go to the next step, I wanted to show you how long my skirt is from the waistband to the shortest part here. So it is 13 inches. You see it? 13 inches long. And the longest part, you won't be able to see it, but I'll tell you how long it is. And it is 29 inches, and that is without a stretch. It's 29 inches long. And now you're going to cut some pieces of yarn, because now we're going to attach the fringes. So I already cut mine, and I'm just going to count like 5 of them, and then you're going to make sure that they are even here at the end, and you're going to insert your hook in one of the spaces, the very last ones, and you're going to pull through the loop. You're pulling through the fringes, and that is giving you that loop on the hook. And you can either use your hook to pull them through, or you can use your hands to pull them through, like so. And there you have your first fringe attached. Or you can use your hook to pull them through and also pull them through the loop using your hook. So you're going to continue doing that, repeating that until this whole part has fringes, and you're going to do it on each and every of these spaces, the chain one spaces. That's where we're attaching the fringes. So go ahead and do that. I'll come back and show you what I have. And yeah, that's the last step we had to take. You have to weave in your ends, and then that's it. Okay, so I added some tassels to my chain, as you can see, and I'm done with the fringes as well. So that's all there is to this tutorial, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Give this tutorial a thumbs up if you liked it, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you all in my next tutorial. Bye.